am Claire.
All right, we are going. Nobody can see us yet, though. Because I got to do this first. Ah, there we are. All right, we are back. Getting ready for episode 1. We're just going to come chill for a little bit before we actually get started on it. Let's see, what do we got going on here? So just to give y'all a little intro into what we're going to be talking about, we got a couple different things that we're going to be doing. This is our format of the show is essentially going to be a dedicated topic that both me and Max picked, something that we wanted to talk about. It could be in the news right now, it may not be in the news right now, something we're just totally pulling out of left field that we want to talk about. And then we're going to roll into the current news. I have found out already this week that's not going to be very easy to keep up to date all the time, but we're going to try our best. I mean, I follow like all the news, that there is out there, so I'm hoping that we can get most of it up to date. And then we're just going to go into a cool segment that Max came up with, a top 3 list, and it's going to be an ever revolving door. Could be top 3 consoles, top 3 games, top 3 movies, top 3 TV shows. Top 3,
literally anything. Literally anything.
My top 3 My Little Pony characters,
probably not that, but if we get to the point where we're putting out My Little Pony characters, we're doing something right.
I know, right? That's when the brony army just starts attacking us.
I was like, we're doing something right or really wrong. Not there's anything wrong with My Little Pony characters. It's just that's a different genre. It's a different genre.
I forget what year it was, but we went to Dragon Con and I actually got to meet Tara Strong. She does the voice to
one of them,
Sunshine Bright.
Sunshine.
I could be wrong. I met her because she does the voice of Harley Quinn in the Batman Arkham games. That's the reason why I wanted to meet her.
So you knew her for Harley Quinn. Everybody else knew her for Sunshine and Rainbows.
Yeah. I think I was the only person there like, oh my God, you're Harley Quinn. Everybody else was like bromies. She played a couple other characters too. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Tara Strong, I don't care what anyone says, that woman is gorgeous. Holy crap, she is gorgeous. Let's see, what else did she do? Apparently she was Ariel, apparently in the second Little Mermaid movie. So the one that nobody watched.
Yeah, the one no one knows. No one ever knows the second Disney movie. They always know the first one.
Yeah.
You don't know the second one.
Oh, and
Like, who remembers?
She was also Timmy Turner. I did not know that, actually.
Timmy Turner. That takes you back to the Nickelodeon days, don't it?
Yeah. I didn't know that, actually. That's cool. Have you ever went to a convention or anything, Max?
No, they're too expensive.
Man, we gotta get you. We gotta get you out.
They're not cheap. They're not cheap. That's like family vacation like money right there.
I agree. They're ridiculously expensive.
I looked up tickets to Dragon Con in Atlanta. One of the last times they could roll through. I'm like, I got second mortgage my house to go to this thing.
So I've been to Dragon Con every year for the last 3 or 4 years.
Do you start saving 2 years in advance? Is that how you do it? You know,
I would like to say I was, but sadly no.
No.
And you know what's crazy is between the hotel, the tickets to it, and I think the hotel is the most expensive thing, to be honest with you. But the hotel, the tickets, and then the you get to the merchant room. It is literally like 4 stories of America's Mart, just stuff everywhere. And
I bet all the prices are jacked up too.
I guarantee you I spent close to $1,000 just in the merchant room.
Of course you did. I can see behind you that you're not ashamed to buy collectibles. So if you see,
this is just a small portion. I can't show you the rest, but yeah,
you can't show me the action building behind your house full of everything. You just rotate stuff in and out monthly.
I wish.
Is that what you're talking about?
I wish. Oh, that would be awesome if I had an action building filled with stuff.
All right. I do want to say, as was rolling in here, that I think on our episode 0, so we did have a Limeade Slushy follow us. So I'll give a shout out to them if they're still watching.
And we're gonna have alerts. We're gonna have alerts going at some point. I hadn't got there yet.
It's work in progress. But yeah, I just want to throw that out there because I think that's a thing. You know, recognizing people who follow you, or they, you know.
Yeah,
I'm new. I'm kind of new to the Twitch thing, so I think that is a thing. So we'll.
I got quite a few of them to go through, so I will spill through the Facebook ones real quick. We got John Kell Holland. I appreciate it, John. John is one of my buddies that we always do. I always have to send him pops and pictures of pops coming out, and he does the same for me. So I appreciate it, buddy. Our good friend Patrick. Obviously, we know Patrick. I've heard of him once or twice.
Maybe once.
We got Richard Scott Sizemore. Appreciate it, Richard. Sam Heine. I am so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Heine, something like that. I do apologize if I.
Let's not call him Heine.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping that it's not the correct spelling. Then we got Mark Brown. Appreciate it, Mark. Good buddy of mine. I see him every day, fortunately or unfortunately. I don't know which way you want to say it. I'm sure Mark is laughing at me if he's watching still. We got James McKell, Ben Curtius, Victor Gonzalez, Andy Freeman, Kim Sierra, Zachary Aguilar. Actually, that's my brother, Zachary Aguilar. Appreciate it, Zach. Joel Minson, Michael McKenzie. Him and his wife are actually my hockey buddies. So season tickets to the River Dragons. They're always at the games. Good friend of ours, Blake Boswells. Appreciate it, Blake.
Twins, or one half of the twins.
Yeah, he's twin by himself.
he's
Shane Poole, appreciate it, Shane. Michael Anthony Evans. Golly, there's so many of them. Robbie Armstrong. My cousin Andrew, appreciate it, Andrew. Cody McPeters, what's up, Cody? I see that you just went into the chat. Hey, how you doing, buddy? And
hey,
we got Dom. I know Dom's real name, but I'm not gonna say it, and I don't know how to pronounce his actual Facebook name, so I'm sorry, Dom, but you know who you are.
Okay, so I have nothing to read, so I'm going to play with my Tesseract right now. I want to change the color for every person you name.
We might be here for a minute if you do that.
Oh, if we do, I think there's a strobe fashion.
Andrew, so Andrew, since you've never been to Dragon Con, we're gonna get you there. We're gonna have to. If we ever, I've done told Max this. If we ever get big enough, we are going to go to Dragon Con as guests and have a table. But I doubt that's ever gonna happen. But you never know.
That's too bright. I'm sorry. I'll quit playing.
Tesseracts are blue, buddy.
What?
All right.
Is that blue? I don't know. Whatever.
It looks like the Red Skull's grabbing it to me. Not without her. So Andrew just said that I have to take him and his wife. Now we're getting pricey now at this point.
Now it's starting to add up now. So we gotta be careful.
As long as my wife approves it, Andrew, you're coming. So even if the wife has to come too, I would love for both of y'all to come though. I will pre-warn you though for the if we're bringing any kids, just a heads up, you are required to leave the area by I think somewhere between 7 and 10. You cannot have kids out anymore because it gets pretty crazy after 10 o'clock. But that's when it gets fun.
Yeah, it turns into like a rave.
I like with Cody and my axe. Yeah, we're all gonna have to take out loans, Andrew, if we're gonna go. All right, let's get this thing going. Are you ready, Max?
I'm always unready, but let's go.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So we are reading this from we are not bringing the kids. Look, I'm gonna be on before we get started real quick, Andrew. I think it's fun for kids and I think they can have a ball there, but they cannot be there at night. But I will say though, they would have an absolute ball during the day. So if you do let that happen, I would recommend only going just one day. Don't spend the night. Just one day, bring the kids, see if you like it, and if you do, then the next year you go crazy. Because me and Robin, look, Robin, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, Robin is not a nerd. My wife, for those that don't know, and she's not a nerd, she's not a geek. But let me tell you something. I took her to Dragon. Yeah, absolutely, with me and her. Because I took her one time though, and she's addicted just as much as I am. Like she started freaking out whenever we saw, I forget his name, the guy that plays Neville Longbottom. She legit started freaking out. She got starstruck whenever she saw him. So I never thought that would happen. But anyways, it's a lot of fun though. I mean, you definitely need to take them. But
so your wife's not a nerd or a geek, but she's a Potterhead.
Oh yeah, she's definitely a Potterhead for sure. Like she's got me beat on that. I mean, because I like Harry Potter. I don't mind it. I like watching the movies, and I think I've read the books one time. But I could be wrong. But yeah, she reads them I think once a month or something like that. All right, so let's get episode 1 going. We're gonna be here all night talking again. All right.
Yeah, the hour and a half can't happen.
Yeah. Not again. All right. Brittany just got starstruck by the comment. All right, so hello to all the geeks and gamers. Welcome to the very first episode of Game Timers Live. This is a show created by middle-aged gamers for anyone and everyone out there that just wants to have a little more mature show, a little more fun. I am one half of the Game Timers. My name is Raz, and let me introduce to you my crime fighting partner, Max. How's it going, Max?
It's going. It's good that we're having our official first show now. And it's just kind of interesting.
It's officially official.
Officially, unofficially, official. It's going.
Yeah. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we're going to try to make it a little more laid back, more than anything else. I think the biggest thing with me, and I think you're included on this, is I have a lot of opinions, and I like to share said opinions. And honestly, I just love video games. It's an excuse for me to play and talk about video games.
Right. I mean, what else can it be? I mean, we're in our 30s and we're still gaming, you know. But I did read a few years back that the average gamer is like in their mid 30s. the average age of gamers now.
I've heard that, yeah, because there's so many kids out there now that they're not playing games, they're just watching people play games, which I can't say anything about because we're doing the same thing, but
I mean that's what made like PewDiePie a billionaire, is like just kids watching him play Call of Duty or whatever he played. I mean,
say what you want about the man.
It doesn't tell you the signs of the times.
Yeah, say what you want about PewDiePie, Ninja, Dr. Disrespect. They are entertainers. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Anyways, this is going to be a weekly episode, or a weekly show that we're going to do Game Timers Live. And what we're going to do here is we're going to basically every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. I know we're a little late today, but we're going to fix that for next week. We're going to actually just sit down, talk about the week's news, talk about our whatever we want to talk about to start the show, and then of course we're going to end it with the top 3 list. And if we just want to throw something else in, we will, because this is our show and we're allowed to, right? All right, so we're going to start the show off. Do you want to start us off?
Yeah, I'll jump us into it. So our first segment here is where our dedicated topics take over, where I bring a topic, Raz brings a topic, and then we discuss it for a few minutes, so whatever's on our head. The big thing for this week for me is with the announcement of the new Xbox, we're in this lame duck period of waiting on a new console. Mm-hmm. It's too late in the game to really put anything new out for the One, but there's nothing we can really consume or nothing we can look forward to except twiddle our thumbs and wait for the new console to come out. So with the does PS5 did the PS5 did they put a launch date yet? Is it the end of the year holiday season?
No, neither one of them technically has, but it's going to be the end of the year for sure.
Okay, so they're gonna like stay neck and neck with Xbox, or
it's just gonna be it's gonna be PS4 and Xbox One all over again. Right. They're probably gonna launch within a week, maybe a month within each other.
Right. So that's kind of where we're at. So there's nothing we can if there's nothing we can do except play what we got, and then maybe there's a couple little independent games or little smaller games come out, but there's nothing except just wait. We're just waiting. And this is my least favorite time of the gaming calendar. This is like 6-month period of waiting.
I think the thing that's so aggravating about it is we still don't know. I mean, honestly, we don't know a whole lot about the actual consoles. We know what they look like. We know the names, of course, but I don't know anything about them. I mean, Microsoft keeps throwing at us teraflops this, teraflops that, and PlayStation.
That means nothing to me.
Yeah, PlayStation keeps throwing out games like crazy, but the thing that's kind of getting me nervous a little bit is the fact that Microsoft is pushing this agenda so hard that all their games for the next 2 years will be Xbox One and Series X compatible, and it's got me a little nervous because it's like, if you want the best graphics, you want to play it on the Xbox Series X,
right? But
why would I spend $400 or $500 when I have a PC that can play that same game, which they said all their games are going to be PC compatible also, and I have an Xbox One X that can do it also. So it's like, I can't wait to play the Xbox One X, but at the same time, it's like, why am I buying it?
Yeah, like what makes it special? What makes it different? What makes it where I just have to fork over the money?
Yep.
So,
and don't get me wrong. Like my computer gets tons of gameplay on it, and both my consoles do. Obviously, I spent the extra money for an Xbox One X, but I have nothing to show for it. Like, there is nothing to show for my Xbox One X. I literally felt like I bought it because it's been a Blu-ray player for about a year or two now.
I thought was actually very funny is I got my One X, and then like literally 2 weeks later they announced the new Xbox.
Oh God!
I was like, man, I just spent this money on getting this One X, which I've been wanting for a while. All of a sudden to have it. Oh no! Here's a new Xbox coming out. I'm like, I could have waited, but I have it, so it's fine.
Yeah, Cody just in the chat real quick. He said that since Xbox games will be on PC, there's no reason to play them on console. I mean, I can't argue that. It sucks because I love Xbox and I want an Xbox One X so bad, but It's like, if I have a $1,500 PC, why am I buying a $500 console to play the same thing?
Well, that is very true. And then now they have it where you can plug your controllers right up to the PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why would you do that though? Why would you plug a console to a, because mouse and keyboard have the distinct advantage over controller.
Yep.
So I mean, we had this conversation on our previous talk about console versus PC, but to me the controller is just I want to play with a controller. I want to be a casual and play. I don't have the dexterity to really get really good with a keyboard.
There's certain games I'm like the same way, but just so you know, like the Xbox One controller, and I still have like the old one, but I can plug it straight into my PC and play it literally just like an Xbox. There's no difference.
Yeah.
The only difference is I can customize the settings to my liking, essentially.
Right.
That's really the big difference. But I will say though, one thing that I thought was kind of cool, but at the same time it is a little annoying on Windows 10, is whenever you do that and you're playing with a controller and you have the Xbox app hooked up, it is literally, they almost make it no different than playing on an Xbox. They even have the same kind of Windows situation, and you hit the center button for the guide and achievements pop up. And in fact, now when I unlock an achievement on my Xbox One while playing a game, it pops up on my PC, it pops up on my phone, and it pops up on my console.
Well, I will go a little into why having a console, because not everybody is the $1,500 PC player. You have a lot of people. There's a huge demographic who wants to sit with a console in front of a big screen TV
And play Call of Duty all day.
and play Call of Duty or play a shooter or play anything. Not everybody wants to sit at a desk in front of a small. Maybe they work at a desk all day. They don't want to sit at a desk all day, and when as they're relaxing. So there is still a market for console. There'll be a market for a long time, because there's still an older generation, for pretty much our age and older. There's a lot of people who I don't know all the specs and how to operate this to the, as these pros, and I'd rather just sit and relax and enjoy with the console and a controller.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, because I do have those moments, especially sitting in my computer chair, where I'm just like, man, I just want to relax on the couch or something. I don't want to have to, be posted up on my desk all day, especially because I am that guy. I work from a desk,
Right.
8 to 5 every day, But I do have those moments where I do want to come in here, and I mean, mouse and keyboard to me is the defining difference. So if I can play a game that needs a mouse and keyboard, I'm playing on my PC. If I don't, I'll probably play with a controller.
Yep.
So I don't know. I enjoy it more. I'm sorry, but I was playing Fallout 4 the other day on my PC, and I was playing with a controller. And I'm sure there's someone out there that's like, why you have a keyboard and mouse? But it's just more comfortable. I can get to the buttons quicker. Granted, could I play it on PC, get used to it? Absolutely. But I just don't want to. But yeah, I mean, and then the PlayStation 5, the only game that piqued my interest was the new Horizon game, Horizon Zero Dawn, which I forget the name of it. I apologize. But whatever the sequel to that one is, that's the only game that piqued my interest. The Spider-Man game did too, but I mean, they've already announced it's coming out for PS4 and PS5. So, unfortunately, it's going to be a couple years before I get a PS5.
Yeah, I'm a solid Xbox guy, so I probably won't get a PS5. It's just going to be Xbox or bust for me, unless I get a whole bunch of extra money and I'm like, I just want to go drop it on the PS5 to play some of the exclusives. But most of the games I play are Universal games. They're PC, PS4, Nintendo,
that kind of deal.
Xbox. Yeah. So, right before, I know we're about to jump into your topic in a moment. I just want to say I see on the activity feed there's a Camera May followed us on Twitch. Thank you very much.
Camera May, what's up, Camera May? Appreciate the follow. All right, so we're gonna hop into mine now, and this is something we have not talked about at all yet. So I'm very curious to know your opinion on it. I know my opinion on it. Obviously, it's exclusive DLC or packs or content that's exclusive to one console over another console. I just don't get it. I don't. What's the point of that? I have never once bought a game and said, "Oh, I'm buying it over this console, or I'm buying another console, or this, that, or the other, just because of an exclusive pack." Typically, I ask, "What console is my friends playing this game on?" And that's the defining feature of or where I need to buy the game.
Yeah, I remember there were a few games recently, or maybe in the past few years, that they when it came out, they said, "Oh, if on PS4 you get this exclusive pack." I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, why is it that some consoles get extra fit treatment over others? And that may be some consoles release games earlier and later than others. So
Mm-hmm.
there's like, hey, if you release our game earlier, we'll give this exclusive DLC. Because I know Microsoft, they have to approve everything that comes out, every
And
pack, every
they're so
DLC, every
strict too.
update.
I don't know
And
if you
so,
know this or not, but there are so many games that get cranked out every single day, every single week on PlayStation and Nintendo stores. And it's so strict on Microsoft now that they have actually gotten to the point where there's games that we don't even get because they're just granted they're little indie games, but nonetheless, I mean it's crazy the difference.
right. So
But
there could be there's a lot of things behind the scenes that us as consumers don't see that goes into the negotiation and the works behind releases and updates and all that stuff. So
and then I think the excuse me, the big thing for me that defines the difference on whether or not it should be allowed is, and I give you two or a couple great examples, is Bayonetta 2 came out for the Wii U. That game would not exist if Nintendo didn't step in and actually make the game. They helped publish that game. They helped fund the game. So naturally, even though Bayonetta 1 was out on every console, Bayonetta 2 should be only on the Switch or the Wii U and the
right.
Switch because they funded it. You know, they were the ones that said, "Hey, let's get this done." You know, but then you run across a game like, say, for instance, Tomb Raider. I don't know if you remember this, but Tomb Raider was a Xbox One exclusive, the newer Tomb
Yep.
Raider, for like a year or two. And Crystal Dynamics, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, the new rebooted Tomb Raiders are phenomenal. I love all three of those games. Oh my gosh, honestly, that's probably going to be some games that I will be playing on the YouTube channel. But I love all three of those newer Tomb Raiders, and I felt bad for PlayStation owners. They had to wait like a year and a half to get the first Tomb Raider game, and why? There was
I
no
don't feel
reason.
bad. I don't feel bad for PlayStation owners.
Well, I did.
No, I know. I see exactly what you're saying. And on here on the chat, Cameron May said, get this skin exclusively when you buy at GameStop.
Yes, that dude. Okay, so since we're going to be talking about them a little later in the episode, Rocksteady did this, and it really irritated me with Arkham. I think it was Arkham City, but I could be wrong. It might have been Arkham Knight. But they basically had it to where they had these exclusive skins, but it was like you had an exclusive like Nightwing skin at Best Buy. Then you had an exclusive Robin skin at GameStop. Then you had an exclusive Batman skin at Walmart. And I'm like, what if I want them all? Am I supposed to buy 10 copies of the game to get them all? What the crap?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the answer to that.
It's all money. It's all money. It's all money play. We don't see the workings of it. That's how, like, all these games like Fortnite and these free to plays, that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
Is all these DLCs and these free skins and exclusives, and that I mean, even the game like I played Smite, there was exclusives on that was just on Xbox players or just for PS4 players, just for PC. I mean, there's a money game in it, and if you follow the money, you could get probably a lot of answers.
Yeah. Money talks. And I didn't tell you this because we try not to talk about these things beforehand because we want to talk about them live. But the reason why I brought up this topic is because the new Marvel Avengers game that's coming out, they're going to have an exclusive character. Spider-Man is only on PlayStation. That irritates me so much.
Yeah,
It makes me not even I don't even want to buy the game, honestly, right now, unless it's like phenomenal. Because my favorite Marvel character is Spider-Man. I'm not buying it on PlayStation. I mean,
yeah, I definitely don't like when it's one thing if it's like little tweaks or exclusives, like maybe like a little color change. But if it's actually massive content that one gets over the other, like that's dirty. That's dirty down to its core. It's just it's almost like ha 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 ha. We get it, and you don't. Ha 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 ha. And it's it's just another.
Sorry, Cody. I just saw what you just chatted in. Yes, we are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. And Facebook Gaming. We're really using Facebook Gaming to pull a lot of viewers in. I don't know if Facebook Gaming is going to be permanent. Obviously, we're going to be playing with it, but the Twitch and YouTube are obviously both up and running. So whatever one you would prefer, you can watch us on all of them.
Right.
Just go ahead and have 3 screens up and just watch one of each.
Have one on your main monitor, your second monitor, and then one on your TV. Just all going at one time. So
yeah, exactly. But I'm sorry about that. I don't know when you actually asked us that, but I just noticed it. But yeah, I just wanted to. I mean, that was just something that's been irritating me. So, but anyways, let's hop into the news. This is going to be something I'm going to try my best to take over. I'm going to try to stay up to date the best I can, but it's like I said, it's a day by day thing, which is why we're doing it on Thursday, because not a lot of news is put out on Thursday, so hopefully by that time we're somewhat caught up. But the first news topic we're going to go through, I know you've already mentioned, Max, that you're not you don't know anything about this, but it's something I wanted to bring up. Rocksteady has announced that they are finally ready to make another. Well, they've been working on the new game. The new game that Rocksteady is working on is a Suicide Squad game. I'm actually going to change our screen real quick so you can see what they tweeted out. There we go, and we can see right here we're on IGN's website. This is what they tweeted out. It's just it looks like a picture of Superman, and it's got the Suicide Squad logo on it. That's all they said. Target lock, DC Fandom, August 22nd, and hashtag Suicide Squad game. I cannot wait to try it, but I don't care about the Suicide Squad. I hate to say it. I mean, the movie sucked. So
now, are you sure that's Superman and not Shazam?
No, it's either Superman or Bizarro. That's the only two it could be because of the twirl in his hair. But I'm pretty sure that's not Shazam. I think it could be Bizarro though, because of the just the texture of his skin. So it could be Bizarro, but I think it's one of those two.
Now, is this supposed to be made? Now, you said Rocksteady. Or what other games did they make? They made the you said they made Arkham games. The
3 Arkham games are the main ones that they're known for.
So, are we to assume that this is supposed to be like the Arkham games? Like it's supposed to be like almost a carbon copy, except we have Suicide Squad members.
I would imagine so, and I would imagine they haven't announced anything. They're going to talk about it August 22nd, so next week, and we'll come up with a little bit more information and details on it. But I mean, I would imagine it's the same thing, but more open world, kind of like Arkham Knight was. Because I know you never played them, but the first one, Arkham Asylum, was only on Arkham Asylum Island. So you're only on one island. So it's just obviously Arkham Asylum. The second one opened up just a little bit, but it was just segments of Gotham. And basically what they did is they blocked off a section of Gotham and called it Arkham City, and they released all the prisoners in the city into this section. So you only got to play a small section of Gotham. And then the third game they really opened up. It wasn't all of Gotham. The map was not big enough to be all of Gotham, but it was a good portion of the maps. I mean, it was pretty much open world. The problem with the third one is they had this tank combat, and the tank combat was so repetitive and it was bad. But everything else other than that was great. All 3 of the games were, in my opinion, fantastic.
Oh yeah, I mean, I never played them, but they always I watched gameplay of them, and they were always very pretty games, very very clean games.
Combat was so seamless too. I think that's the thing I'm looking forward to the most, is just the combat was good. Great story too. They utilized Joker and Scarecrow, a little bit of the Penguin, a little bit of Two-Face, but they just used those characters so good. They were so true to comic book characters, and I loved it. And they had so much hidden stuff too. Like there was I think in the second game there was a certain area you had to go through. It was like an Easter egg, but you went in there and like Calendar Man is in there. They're pulling out the most obscure villains in the Batman repertoire. You know, like Calendar Man, really?
Calendar Man.
Yeah, I mean, just
What's
cool
your
things like that.
what's your power, Calendar Man? I can erase your doctor visit day off the calendar. You're gonna miss your doctor's
He could
appointment.
control time. Just an FYI.
Why call him? I call him Time Man. You call him Calendar Man. No, calendar is very specific. You have a calendar.
Yeah,
I have brunch with Julie on this day. Not anymore. You don't. This Calendar Man.
Calendar Man. But yeah, I can't wait to play it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care about the Suicide Squad. I do like Harley Quinn, which will help, and I do like Deadshot, but I don't care about the rest of the characters. Sorry, I don't.
Did you like Harley Quinn and Deadshot before Will Smith and Margot Robbie played them?
Yes. Dude, we were just talking about not long ago about Tara Strong. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. I actually have it somewhere. I have to go digging to find it, but I actually have the comic book that was the very first appearance ever of Harley Quinn. Technically, her first appearance was a TV show, but I have the first comic book appearance of her. I'm nerded out. I know.
Okay, so when you see Harley Quinn, do you see Margot Robbie or you see the Tara Strong? You see Tara Strong, right?
Believe it or not, now I do more so the Tara Strong one, but obviously I grew up on the old school animated series one, the one where she's in the black and red, the checkered pattern suit. But now, because I love the character so much, I actually now see more the Tara Strong one, which is the one from the Arkham games.
I was gonna say, is it like one of those that Laurel Yanni thing where it's like some people see her this way, some people see her this way? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, when you go to Dragon Con, there are so many Harley Quinn cosplays. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that's yeah. Is it? And I bet you see a lot of the Suicide Squad Harley, or do you see the old like?
It's about 50-50.
About 50-50, the old Harley.
Yeah. But yeah. Andrew said he's super worried about the new Avengers game. He saw some gameplay and was not impressed. I wouldn't either. I don't know if you've seen it yet, Max, but I wasn't impressed. I actually was watching a IGN employee play it, and they weren't even impressed. They were like, "Oh man, this ain't looking good." So when IGN says something ain't looking good, you know it's real, right?
Yeah. IGN is one of the more reputable people out there, so you can if they're saying it's bad, you can probably bet it might be
probably. But yeah. Anyways, we're gonna move on. The next topic we got here is this is gonna be super quick. I just wanted to throw it in there. Cyberpunk 2077, the only game now that I care about this year because Halo Infinite got pushed. Dude, I feel like it's gonna be 2077 by the time we get around playing the game.
Now, I've only seen a little bit of the Cyberpunk. What is it supposed to be? Like, what is it supposed to be?
So
if you could describe it using other games, how would you describe it?
Using other games, have you played The Witcher?
Slightly, a little bit. I've played it, yeah.
So imagine The Witcher, the way the game design of The Witcher, but it looks like Mass Effect, but it plays like Call of Duty.
So it's the third-person shooter that in the
first-person shooter.
It's a first-person shooter,
but it's a full-fledged RPG, like head-to-toe RPG. You know, I mean, they're going into pretty good detail here. But it's science fiction-y, but it's CD Projekt Red. So obviously, CD Projekt Red making the Witcher games. That's the best I can describe it.
Okay.
But one thing that I thought was really cool is the details that they've done so right. So when you start the game, you create your character, of course. You can literally adjust everything on your character, down to your genitalia. You can adjust the size of your genitalia. Like, I was like,
So that's what you feel they've done just right is you can adjust.
No, that's not just the right part. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Come on now.
There's millions of
You got to make it realistic, okay?
There's
you got to
millions
make
of
it.
men out. There's millions of men out there just saying, "Here's how I'm overcoming my shortcomings right here."
Yeah. No, they're doing that by making women. That's the problem. They're playing women characters. But
Okay,
anyways, the details. Go ahead.
There was a wiser man than I who said, well, I think it was they're talking about World of Warcraft, and they said, "Why are you playing a female character? Why didn't you make a male?" And he said, "Well, if I got to stare at the screen, 8 hours a night, I want it to look good in front of me."
I mean, can you deny that? I mean, if you're gonna have to stare at a butt the whole time, you might as well.
We're not going too far. We're not getting off in the weeds that far tonight. This is the first episode. We haven't earned that right. Come on.
Oh well. But yeah, I mean, it's first person shooter. One cool thing I liked about it is like you take drugs, but it's kind of like I know I'm doing a horrible description of it right now. I can change
the genitalia and I can take drugs. Okay, this is trippy right now. You're selling me on this game.
And there's a lot of murder. There's a little bit of blood. Probably some betrayal. I'm imagining. But anyways, no, it's like first person shooter, and it's just 2077. Have you ever heard of or played the original Cyberpunk game?
No, I did not.
Yeah, it's like an old PC game, so not many people have played it, but it's an actual sequel to it because I think it was Cyberpunk 2025 or something like that. But you can augment your character. You can do on screen right now we're watching this guy that's actually got blades coming out because they're augmented. When you take the drugs, they actually increase your stats, kind of like Fallout. You take the buff out and the things like that, it increases your stats. But if you take it too much, you can get addicted to it, that kind of thing. So I mean, it's really hard to describe. I mean, you're mixing up, you're mixing in Fallout with a little Witcher. It's got Keanu Reeves in it. I mean, come on.
I mean, the graphics are amazing. I mean,
oh god, I cannot wait to play this game.
I mean, you got Keanu Reeves is fine and all, but I mean, those graphics are really, really nice, really smooth. Now, just how that will transfer over into actual gameplay, in the thick of it, will be the big tell.
Well, that's what it looks like so far. I actually I can actually see if I can get a gameplay trailer up real quick, and just fast forward a little bit in there. But I mean, that's what it's looking like so far. The gameplay to me looks exactly the same as the trailers. There we go. This is a pretty good one. Ahead a little bit. So we're in a vehicle of some sort. Actually, I need to bring the article back up so everybody can see it. Go right here. So this part right here, they're going into a warehouse. This warehouse is actually owned by it's like a gang that has it, and the whole point of it is you have this chip that actually is got a virus built into it or some sort, and the whole point is it's got 50,000 credits built into the chip, and you're going in there to buy this robot.
Okay.
You have the choice of not going to this hideout at all. You can just keep the money and run from this corporation. You can go pay your own money and keep the credit chip and the robot, or you can just go in there guns blazing and just take everything. It's totally up to you how you want to do it.
Oh, so it's not exactly linear. It's
not at all.
So you can choice and action type of thing.
Mm-hmm. And you see right here that it's called the Maelstrom Gang. They're basically trying to punk you out a little bit, trying to get you scared, that kind of thing. Let's see if we can get to some guns blazing here. Look at this dude. Look at that face. That's a character right there.
It's like Sam Fisher on steroids right there. Look at that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic looking game. I mean, I cannot wait to enjoy this game. I mean, I think I actually took a couple days off work just to play it. And yes, I will be live streaming this beast. But yeah, anyways, we could go all day with this, but yeah, but it's a great game. I can't wait to play it. The only game I care about this year. So that's about all I got to say about it. Up next, you're gonna have to take over for me, buddy, on this one. Grounded.
Okay. Grounded, brand new game out. It's a survival type game where the player is shrunk down to almost like Honey I Shrunk the Kid type size into
Made by
this.
Obsidian.
Yep. The little I've played it, like you're like any other survival type, like 7 Days to Die type of game. You're out in the grass, in the woods, and you're destroying anything you can get a hold of to get your supplies to live. You're drinking dew from plants or you're eating bugs to live. It's got very good mechanics, very good. All right, so that what you just saw there of that little that spider, you see he looked like about the size of the player. They're like 5 times the size of the player, and they are terrifying. By the way, those spiders are terrifying in game.
So you're talking about this scene right here?
Yeah. Yeah, those wolves, they're called the wolf spiders, and that spider there, they're huge in the game. They're 5 times the size of the player, and
Dang.
they are terrifying. That's animation done right. And they actually have it where you can turn off turn off arachnophobia or whatever, so there's no spiders, so you can play it without having to worry about spiders.
Huh.
And they'll hunt you down, but it is very terrifying in game, to be honest with you.
Oh, and there's building too.
There is building. You can build bases, you can build structures. It's like think Fortnite almost, or you can build stuff, but then it's like Fortnite survival, but you're like a mini person. You're like,
Are the structures a little bit more permanent though than Fortnite?
They're destructible. They're destructible.
Okay. And I'm guessing it changes per game too.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's open world, so you're free to go anywhere you want and build anything you want. There are like objectives that you go and complete and get points and stuff, but the main thing I want to pull up on it was like, check it out if you haven't checked it out. It is very, very cool looking, but it hit 1 million players.
Dang.
And it's been out less than a month. It's already hit 1 million players. And
that's impressive.
It's not Call of Duty. It's not this big name brand. It's fairly unknown. But
that's very impressive.
Yeah. I'm very ecstatic about it. It was out for beta or game preview, so you didn't get the whole game. But I think now you can actually go and buy the whole game. And so that you can unlock the rest of the content.
Xbox. It's on Xbox Game Pass, so if you have that, it's free.
Yes. Yes, it is free. The game preview trial or whatever it is, it was free.
Gotcha. So Xbox Game Pass, Xbox One, Windows 10, and Steam. So I guess that's I guess we're calling it Microsoft exclusive now at this point.
You would.
You can't really say Xbox exclusive since it's on PC, but all right, cool. Right. I'm gonna have to try it out myself. I honestly I don't know much about it, so.
And like visually, like graphically, it is beautiful. It is a beautiful, well done game.
It looks like it's one of those games that's got the simple graphics, which is a good thing.
Oh yeah, for what they did, everything was crisp, everything was clean. Not too many bugs from there are bugs, but not the bugs like the bad bugs like in coding that you can really see.
The other kind of bugs.
The other kind of bugs.
Yeah. All right. And I think you're going to have to take the next topic too. Because
yeah. Okay, yeah.
I don't know nothing about this game.
All right, Apex Legends Season 6. For those who are into Apex Legends, Season 6 drops on the 18th. It is it is fun. No,
that's it. Moving on.
Moving on. No, it is a fun game. This is your battle royale type. If you don't like the building and you want more action, than what Fortnite turned into, Apex is where you want to be. It's what you want to play.
I'm probably one of 3 people on the planet that has yet to play Apex.
I think I saw yesterday it had like a player base of about 75 million.
$75 million.
Like maybe not active player base, but
Yeah, but I would imagine not active. That's crazy. I don't think they have the servers for that kind of.
No, that may be like the total amount of people who amount of
have
accounts
actually played at least one game or something.
But yeah, so we got a new character coming out, new weapons. That right there, the you've seen on screen is the new character that's going to be released. So a new set of abilities. I think they're changing around one of the big guns called the R99 submachine gun, and I think there are possibly talks of making it a care package weapon. You don't know what that means, but the people who know it will know what I'm talking about. But
I know
so
you play it. You play it, and I have another friend of mine that plays it quite a bit. But
right.
Me and Andrew are probably we're apparently 2 of 3 people on the planet that's never played it.
Yeah, I've been playing it since since the start. I've played it since the start, since season 1, and like I said, I really enjoy it. It's still fun, but like I said, season 6 drops in what is it? What's the day? The 13th in 5 days. So it will drop, and I'll be, if I'm not working, I'm playing.
We're going to see you live streaming it.
I'm gonna try to. If not, I will. There will be a video up on YouTube. I'll probably going over looking at the different the updates and changes that'll be made.
And I will cave in myself and actually give it a shot. I don't know when. I'll definitely be playing. I'm still on the fence. Should I play my first game ever live, so everybody can laugh at me, or should I play my first ever game like by myself and kind of get some practice before I get into it?
It might be funnier to play it live and everybody gets your reactions.
Yeah, I mean, everybody gets to laugh at me.
you can't edit out all your mistakes. And you say,
"Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, y'all are gonna see me go like, is KD still a thing? You're gonna see me go like 0-25."
KD is a thing. There is a KD tracker. It's not. They don't show it at the end of the game, like Call of Duty would, but there is a KD tracker on there. Gotcha. I'm at 1.5. Thank you.
Jesus. All right, and the last thing that we're going to talk about news-wise is something that's near and dear to our heart. We've kind of already spoiled it a little bit. Halo Infinite, unfortunately, is not coming out until next year. Very sad about that. It kind of sucks because there was 2 games I was looking forward to this year. 2 games, Cyberpunk and Halo. That was it. And one of them just went down the drain.
Yeah, well, it didn't go down the drain. It's just probably for this year,
for 2020. I was hoping for something to make 2020 slightly better, but no.
Yeah, you have to, if with the launch of an Xbox, you have to have Call of Duty. Not Call of Duty. You have to have Halo. It is like it's the only thing that really just it's like Xbox, Halo, Xbox, Halo. I mean, you don't have one without the other, and to have a new console with no Halo is kind of depressing.
Very, because I'm gonna be honest with you. With Halo, I don't even care if there wasn't that big of a selling point. I was buying an Xbox Series X. Without Halo, I need to see something else at this point. Like, I mean, without a Halo game, I'm fine with playing Xbox One X and PC for right now.
Yeah, I mean, I will probably get it. I'll probably get it when it drops if I have the extra cash. But it's gotta have Halo for me to really take it on. No, I got one question in chat here. No, I play about playing Warzone. I want to play it. I have it downloaded. I haven't picked it up yet because Call of Duty in general is just left a kind of a sour taste in my mouth. I just don't like playing it anymore. But Warzone being a battle royale, and I know that a lot of the big streamers are playing it. I don't know. I might pick it up, but I have more fun playing Apex than I would probably Warzone.
I actually, believe it or not, that's the new Call of Duty, right? That has Warzone in it as the game mode.
I thought Warzone was a standalone. To be honest with you.
Oh my gosh! And we're trying to talk about video game stuff like we know what we're doing. Well,
I think it's a standalone. I think you can download it standalone, and it's just Warzone. It's just a battle royale.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I bought the new Call of Duty with the intent of like, all right, let me try it out. Haven't even tried it. It is still in the shrink wrap.
No, the last Call of Duty, it had a battle royale feature, but I think Warzone is its own thing. It's its own thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I need to download Warzone and try that out then. That's like I haven't played or bought a Call of Duty game since like Black Ops 2. And that was the first one I tried since.
Is okay, yeah, no, Call of Duty, the old Call of Duty in general, I don't like playing anymore. But if this new version with Warzone, it might be fun to play. But I don't do the old Call of Duty anymore. It's just I've outgrown it.
We're middle-aged gamers now. We've outgrown it.
those reflexes have diminished, I think.
I think that's the only thing that aggravated me so much about Call of Duty is I felt like I was just running around with SMGs the whole time. Like I felt that there was no sense of battle lines or strategy or anything like that. Everybody was just running. That's the reason why I got out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was a couple things. It was the camper aspect of it just kind of got old. And then they almost catered to campers in a way.
Yeah.
And it was that, and then there was almost nothing worse than playing Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3 and getting like quick snipe or drop shot. And I know people who
drop shot 360 no scope.
Right. the FaZe clan, the FaZe people, just like they made a career on doing all those trick shots. But no, it's just in
Craig.
general, it's just
got Craig on stream. What's up, Craig?
Is he on the Facebook stream?
He should be on all the streams.
On all the streams? Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for the news though. Besides my disappointment. And yeah, something else?
No, I was gonna say.
Here, I'm gonna give us a still image of Craig for a second. Give him a little love.
Oh, Craig, that Craig. Okay,
all right.
Oh man,
I actually don't mind the meme, and you know, Major Nelson and Spencer, they're fine with the memes. It doesn't bother them at all, which is pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool of them to, you know, like hey, let's just have fun. You know, let's not take it so freaking serious all the time. All right.
All right. So now that we got the news out of the way, we got our last main segment, which is the more interesting segment, which is the top 3. So we're going to be going into top 3 gaming franchises.
So this was my choice for this week. What this entails is a franchise. It could be one game. If it only has one game in the series, that's fine. Totally up to me and Max. But I mean, it just obviously, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I ever made a top 10 list favorite video games, it's gonna be dominated by like 3 different series. So I think that's one thing that kind of I just had to put out there. So do you want me to start it off, or you want to?
You can go. You can give a first. You can give a start off on it.
All right. So my number 3 gaming franchise. I got to think about it for a second. I know my top 2. There's no shock on it. I think believe it or not, you're going to be surprised by this. I think my number 3 is Halo. So I mean,
okay.
I think just the how bad Halo 5 was brought it down a notch, unfortunately. I could say the same about one of my other favorites too, but just Halo 1 through 4 I thought was great. I love Halo Wars. Both of those games were fantastic. I love the twin stick shooter. What is it? A Spartan Assault and whatever the other Spartan Strike.
Yep.
I like both of those games. No complaints out of me from Halo besides the story of Halo 5.
I don't think that the story would be a big downfall. Like, I mean, even though I didn't like it, I still think the game was still fun.
The
for what it
multiplayer was great. And I think that's the reason why I still hold it to such high regard. The multiplayer was fantastic on it.
I'll go into my number 3, which like I said, all this is just our favorites, things that meant a lot to us. These aren't like numbers or money or figures. It's just
not the best of all time.
Yeah, it's just us what the main was. I will go my number 3. Man, there's a lot of franchises. There's so many out. I'm probably gonna go just Mario.
Oh,
because just Mario as a franchise, because he's been around since the start. Ever since he was getting barrels thrown at him from a monkey to Donkey Kong, Mario, all the Mario games, Paper Mario. He's headlining the Smash Brothers. He's headlining. You can't name a Nintendo system without Mario. You can't. Mm-hmm. He is probably the most recognized gaming figure to date. Yeah, if you don't know anything about gaming, you'd probably know Mario.
I think between him and Pikachu are without a doubt the biggest two. Like, who they are first glance. I don't even care if it's a grandma. They know who they are.
Yeah. You know Mario. You may not know Luigi, but you know Mario, and like. So I think just even though it's not been as, to me, I guess, as far as gameplay, I haven't played all the Mario games, but just his impact on gaming and what it's done over the years, I think he's got to be number 3, and he's only number 3 if I played Nintendo more. If I was a bigger Nintendo fan, he would be higher on the list, but he's my number 3.
Yeah, I do play a lot of Nintendo. I do play a lot of Nintendo, and he ain't on my list. I think the 3D Marios are fantastic. Odyssey was amazing. Second best game on the Switch. Galaxy 1 and 2 were great. The only decent games, in my opinion, on the Wii. I mean, obviously 64 and Sunshine were great, but just all the 2D Marios, I'm sorry, I just feel like they're recycled at this point. I mean, that's just me, though.
I think it's less about like what have you done for me lately, and more about just the overall accomplishments of Mario.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that.
Because just think about what gaming would have meant without Mario, without what the NES would have been without Mario. You have no Super Mario Brothers, which is probably one. I'm not talking about 2. I don't look at 2, but for 1 and 3, just by themselves, were people's top 5 games of all time. Like, just over his overall impact on gaming as a whole. But
yeah, I agree.
So you're number 2.
My number 2 is going to be Mass Effect. I love all 3 of those games because Andromeda does not exist. The first 3 games are phenomenal. Mass Effect 1 is a Xbox 360 exclusive. My favorite game of 2007, as amazing of a year that was, including Halo 3 coming out that year and BioShock 1. Mass Effect, I think, is the better game of all of them. I think the thing that sucks about Mass Effect, and what brought it down a little bit and why it's not my number 1, is because the good things in the first Mass Effect, they pulled over some of the good things, but not all the good things. Mass Effect 1 is an RPG that you can play as a shooter. Mass Effect 2 and 3 is a shooter that has RPG in it. And I think that's the only thing that sucked. Right. I wanted more RPG in the second and the third game. And I'm going to be honest with you, I would be head over heels in love with Mass Effect, except for the ending of 3 and Andromeda. I'm sorry, but the ending of 3 was horrible. Your decisions did not matter, and Andromeda was just atrocious in general, in my opinion. But Mass Effect 2 is without a doubt one of the greatest video games of all time. If you told me to make a top 5 list, it is in the top 5. Not going to be number 1, but it is really freaking close to number 1.
On chat, somebody Cody put in Mario Maker. Would you include Mario Maker as far as the Mario franchise?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
mean,
been
why not?
right. It has its name on it. It adds to the list.
Yeah, it adds to the value, honestly, because
Right.
Mario Maker. I mean, I've never played it myself. I'm not creative enough to make the levels. I will definitely try to play them, but I feel like it added a lot of value to the name of Mario.
Um, my number two. I will go with Warcraft. I will go with
Now, which Warcraft, or just the entire Oh,
the entire
we're just gonna say okay, the entire franchise.
War,
Okay.
because Warcraft led up to World of Warcraft. It's the same as a whole. But still, Warcraft is Blizzard, but Warcraft as a whole, all the RTS, then even when it morphed into World of Warcraft, that was, man, like, because without Warcraft being so popular, being so massive as it was, you wouldn't have Diablo. I don't think. You wouldn't have the Diablo, because without Warcraft and its success, would you have had Blizzard making in all these Diablo games? Would or would you have them going off into
Which game
the
was
different
first?
ventures?
I thought Diablo was first.
Diablo may have been first. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying that since
It
it's
wouldn't
like an indie
it
game.
wouldn't have continued on.
No, I think because you have Heroes of the Storm, and Heroes of the Storm is Blizzard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Warcraft completely blew up and became one of the biggest games. World of Warcraft became one of the biggest games of all time. Just that the continuation, each DLC, each from your Burning Crusades, your Mists of Pandaria, all the different additions, it just kept growing and growing and growing. And now today it's not as big as it was when, in the mid 2000s, but it made so much money. It made so much of a cultural impact that
Mm-hmm.
just that whole genre is, like I said, you never played Mortal Warcraft, really, but
I've
Leroy
never played
Jenkins.
WoW, but I have
You never
played
played WoW,
Yeah, I have played the Warcraft RTSs, and I loved them.
right? And they spawned a feature film because of Warcraft. So I mean,
We dare not talk about that.
well, we don't have to talk about it, but it was made. The cultural impact of
I mean, it had a film at the
Warcraft
end of the day. It was big
has
enough to
been
have a film, so
right. It was big enough, like I said, and just the amount of people that Warcraft is touched, and for me, I played it for a number of years, not to the extent as other people. I didn't like get in raid groups and .orgs and practice 2 or 3 nights a week like some people I know. But yeah, it's got to be just the sheer magnitude of it. It's got to be number 2 for me.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to move into my number 1. The people that actually really know me very well, you're not going to be surprised when I say this. My number 1 is The Legend of Zelda. Okay. I don't know what it is with those games. I mean, the Ocarina of Time is what got me really into video games. Wind Waker, I was sold on it. Twilight Princess was fantastic. A little disappointed with Skyward Sword, but that was the only one I was disappointed in. And Breath of the Wild, oh my gosh, the game is totally different. That's what kills me about the Zelda games in general, and why I love them so much, is because they have changed the formula so many times to where people were like, "Oh, this Zelda's gonna suck," and then it comes out and you play it and it's amazing. Like, how do they keep doing that? So I don't know. If you ever told me to rank, go ahead.
So you would put Zelda over Mario,
Absolutely,
or Pokemon,
absolutely, absolutely, no questions asked. I would actually put Pokemon over Mario. Yeah, I mean, Mario would be 3 for me, but it's like I said, it's because I think the 2D Marios are a little repetitive, even though that's the money shot for most people, but that's not for me. I mean, that's just me though. Okay. But yeah, I mean, if you told me to make a top 5 list, Breath of the Wild, possibly Majora's Mask, and Ocarina of Time are in my top 5. So I mean, that's how much I love Legend of Zelda. So,
all right. I would say for me, my top 1 is Halo, of course. It's got to be my number one. It is by far the most influential game to Xbox. Xbox does not have the success it has without Halo.
Absolutely.
It from all the hours that I've played from Halo 1, all the LAN parties, Halo 2, the multiplayer experience, going into Halo 3, Halo the ODST and everything. There's just so many hours that I've spent in that game, reading the books, praying that there would have been a movie made, and then hoping they didn't screw it up.
Dude, I was so disappointed when Peter Jackson fell out.
He backed out, and just
God.
I don't know. I think it is probably, but I think Halo is just that the whole the games, the books, the whole universe has meant a lot to Xbox community. It's been a lot to the gaming community. I think the modern shooter is been revolutionized by Halo and Call of Duty for two different reasons, but for the good and the bad. But the modern shooter has so much to thank for Halo in general, just bringing that as Ninja, one of the biggest streamers, one of the biggest gamers on this out there, made his money or made his on Halo, being like a professional Halo player.
Mm-hmm. That's where I heard of him. I know all he plays is Fortnite now, but
well, yeah, but it's huge. It's for me, Mario, Warcraft, Halo, just biggest franchises from what they've meant, not just for a couple games, but as the whole spectrum of entertainment and gaming and media.
Yeah. Now, if I told you to add, if you, just real quick, throw two more in there, could you throw two more honorable mentions real quick?
Honorable mentions. That's a.
Well, okay. I'll do it while you're thinking. How about that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So for me, my honorable mentions, one is going to shock you, but I don't, and everyone's probably going to laugh at me, but I love the games so much. Roller Coaster Tycoon. I played so much Roller Coaster Tycoon. Yes, that was like, I built a PC just to play that game, you know. And granted, it wasn't very much of a PC because it uses Java to play, so it's like Minecraft. It's a very, very simple game, but I don't care. I loved it. Okay. And then the other one would be BioShock. I love the BioShock games too.
Okay. Honorable mentions: Call of Duty, just because, and I'm including the Black impact. Ops, the impact, the cultural impact of it. You know, I think Call of Duty by itself sustained Doritos and Mountain Dew. So,
yeah, that's funny.
But, so probably Call of Duty, and as far as a franchise, man, I don't. It's there are a bunch out there. I can't think of one at the moment. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I'm lost at the moment because there's so many good individual games, but I wouldn't rank them up. You know, say that's worthy of a massive franchise. Like I really loved the Left 4 Dead series. That's one of my favorite series of all time, but I wouldn't put them as a great. Okay. No, I can't think of another just mind bending that meant so much to me. I mean, I can copy yours and say, you know, Zelda, but it never meant that much to me because I never got into the games.
Yeah.
So, maybe NCAA.
Let's not go. Oh yeah, NCAA football. NCAA, we played quite a bit of that.
That was really a really good time. I mean, those. So
even Madden when it used to be actually good. And before we hop off of here, Andrew said honorable mention is Wolfenstein. I'm gonna one up you and say I actually like Doom more than Wolfenstein personally. I think Doom is a much better game.
Was Wolfenstein first?
Yes, Wolfenstein was first. Wolfenstein is technically the grandfather of all first-person shooters, and right. Doom was the one that just made it amazingly good.
Okay.
So
yeah, Wolfenstein's good. Wolfenstein's good. Even some of the remakes were different, but they were good.
Yeah. Oh, I love the two newer ones too. The two new Wolfensteins are fantastic, but the two new Dooms are, in my opinion, better.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's a good one. Wolfenstein is a good one.
All right. Well, it looks like that's going to be it for this episode. We appreciate and thank everyone that joined us today. If you're on Twitch, don't forget to follow us. If you're on Facebook, like the page so that way you can always get updates when we go live. And of course, we are on YouTube. That's the most important one. So please subscribe to us on YouTube. Like the videos, share the videos, comment on the videos. We will try to get on there and comment on everything that we see on there. We're actually cranking out videos. They're going to be popping out this week. All the YouTube videos. I've actually already got one episode of Wreckfest on there, and there's going to be more to come. In case you ever miss an episode of Game Timers Live, that's where we're taking it. We're taking it to YouTube. So make sure you go on there and watch any episodes that you miss. And finally, look us up on Twitter. Anytime that we have an update, funny thing we want to share, news, anything like that, we're going to blast it on Twitter and Facebook.
Right.
But yeah, other than that, as always, I'm Raz.
And I'm Max.
And we are the Game Timers. So we'll see y'all next week. Bye.